Hello, gist lovers, and welcome back to Obas Trending Gist, where we break down the trends shaping our world. Today, we are diving into some extremely heavy allegations. Investigative journalist David Hundeyin has publicly accused activist Omoyele Sowore of being not just a political opponent, but an American intelligence contractor and a dangerous national traitor. Hundeyin connects this to a 2010 Rockefeller Foundation report, which he calls a CIA front predicting Nigeria's collapse in 2026. The Arise News Morning Show crew tackled this, and Dr. Reuben Abati's dissection of these claims was a masterclass. Let's watch the first part where Omoyele sets the stage and Dr. Abati begins his analysis. So watch this.
Investigative journalist David Hundeyin, in a post on X, speculated about a future political collapse in Nigeria, citing a 2010 report from the Rockefeller Foundation that he claims predicts a popular revolution and government failure in Nigeria in 2026. Hundeyin alleges that the Rockefeller Foundation is a front for the CIA and that a new puppet leader is already being prepared. He specifically accused activist Omoyele Sowore of being an American intelligence contractor and a dangerous national traitor, speculating that he is intended to be an initial figure in this process before a permanent leader emerges. And I would like to read David Hundeyin's tweet. He wrote on X, "The Rockefeller Foundation, which is a CIA front, literally has a report published in 2010 which predicts that the Nigerian government will face a popular revolution and collapse in 2026. Now, that collapse may or may not happen in 2026, but you know that ahead of when it does, they already have a new puppet lined up. My immediate guess is that the orange beret wearing revolution now numpty is the actor who has been cued to play the intermediate piped piper role while they incubate their Nigerian Zelensky, Bobby Wine, whoever that may be. Which is why, as many times as Omoyele Sowore will open his mouth in public, is as many times I will also loudly point out that he is an American intelligence contractor and a dangerous national traitor." Very, very strong accusation, Dr. Abati, don't you think? But let me take a reaction to this tweet. This is from Mr. Innocent, who wrote, "Destabilization isn't unique to Nigeria alone. It's a tested playbook across Africa, from Libya to Sudan. Popular uprisings are often hijacked, redirected, or outright manufactured. These think tanks often publish scenarios that later look like predictions. The danger is not whether 2026 happens, but that elites, both local and foreign, use such reports as roadmarks." And that's quite a pertinent comment right there, Dr. Abati. But what do you make about David Hundeyin's accusation, bold accusations? We know that David Hundeyin has been quite loud about even the elections, and he is an investigative journalist, and he did put out those reports on X.
Okay, a number of claims there. By David Hundeyin. First, to say that the Rockefeller Foundation is a CIA outpost. Well, where is the evidence in that regard? Now, John D. Rockefeller, one of the richest men, philanthropists in American history, Standard Oil, the whole of that Seven Sisters, oil and gas. Then the foundation is named after him to engage and continue with the commitment to philanthropy, which he had begun in his lifetime. Now to say, oh, this is a Central Intelligence Agency that is behind Rockefeller. Well, as we say, who alleges must prove. How do you prove that this is CIA running the foundation? What of other foundations that are in the United States?
Okay, stop right there. This setup is critical. Omoyele lays out Hundeyin's explosive tweet linking Sowore to this alleged 2026 collapse scenario. But did you catch Dr. Abati's immediate strategy? He doesn't just argue the point, he immediately attacks the very foundation of Hundeyin's entire argument. He demands proof. He questions the primary premise. How is the Rockefeller Foundation a world-renowned philanthropic organization operating since 1913 and rooted in Standard Oil money suddenly a CIA outpost? Abati knows these claims must be proven before anything else Hundeyin says can be taken seriously. Furthermore, he dismisses the prediction of collapse. Abati correctly identifies that organizations like this don't make prophecies, they build scenarios. He compares it to the previous US intelligence report that Nigeria would implode, which we all saw come and go. Abati is establishing that this 2010 document was a simple thought exercise, and to link it to a current CIA plot is a massive, unsubstantiated leap. He is dismantling this conspiracy before he even addresses the personal attack. Now, having dealt with the premise, let's watch the second half where Dr. Abati addresses the specific, heavy and potentially defamatory attack on Sowore himself. Watch this.
2, he also makes the claim that the Rockefeller Foundation, in a report, a scenario narrative, had predicted that Nigeria, will have some kind of revolution in the year 2026. And I think in the post, he provided the evidence in terms of that scenario building. Look, there have been many kinds of scenarios that have been painted about Nigeria. At the time, they said Nigeria was going to implode. Okay? All of us were very nervous. I don't know, it wasn't Rockefeller Foundation then, but maybe some foreign policy journal. At a certain year, Nigeria has not imploded since that time. Some other people did some results. They said Armageddon was coming. In fact, they even put dates to it and said at so hour. All this analysis, they are not automatic. They are not scientific.
Yeah.
They are not based on empirical evidence. They are at best just postulations. And we don't want Nigeria to implode in 2026. The revolution that whoever is saying will come in 2026, maybe it will not happen. Mm-hmm. And those who are having the wishful thinking and saying that maybe Nigeria will go the way of Nepal, maybe it will not happen.
Yeah.
So nobody knows the future for certain.
All right,
finally, he calls Sowore a traitor.
Yes.
He calls Sowore an American political contractor. Those are very strong claims,
very strong,
which are defamatory per se. Mm-hmm. But I don't think Omoyele Sowore is somebody you need to be his spokesman. He can speak for himself.
Absolutely.
A man who has just announced that the struggle continues, whether on Facebook, whether, out of detention or on the streets. So if Sowore's attention is drawn to this, I know he knows how to design the appropriate response.
Yes.
I don't think it's something he will take lying low, because it's very, tricky, very, funny to label people.
Yeah.
Anybody can give you any label.
Yeah, but
so does he have the evidence?
Great. It's not the first time David Hundeyin is making such allegations.
Does he have the evidence that Sowore is a CIA agent?
That's it.
How is he a CIA agent?
Those are the questions.
He says he wants to be like Bobby Wine.
Yes.
Maybe because he's wearing orange beret.
Orange beret, yes.
So, is that how people become CIA agents?
Those are the questions. It's out there for the DSS to look at as well.
This is the core of the analysis. Dr. Abati points out the extreme danger of these specific labels. He calls Hundeyin's claim very strong, very heavy, and legally defamatory per se. What I love here is how Abati defends Sowore's non-public history against accusations. He reminds viewers that Sowore isn't some new puppet. This is a man who has consistently announced that his struggle continues, whether he is on Facebook in DSS detention or on the streets protesting. Abati highlights the deep logical contradiction in Hundeyin's claim. He points to Sowore's signature orange beret, a symbol of radical anti-establishment revolution, and a comparison of Bobby Wine, another anti-establishment figure. Abati is essentially asking, how can Sowore be a CIA agent or an American contractor when his entire public persona, his action, and the punishment he has received from the state are the complete opposite of what a Western-backed puppet would look like? He exposes the inconsistency beautifully. So for my take on this, look, gist lovers, what Dr. Abati did was a masterclass in separating high-emotion speculation from factual journalism. David Hundeyin is, without question, a brilliant and courageous investigative journalist, but on the specific issue against Sowore, his entire argument is built on a pyramid of assumptions that falls apart under scrutiny. First, the Rockefeller report. As Abati noted, it is a scenario. These think tanks publish what-if scenarios constantly. It is not a prophecy. To take a 14-year-old document, call the foundation a CIA front without definitive proof, and then link it to current events in a massive stretch. Second, the attack on Sowore. This is what we must focus on. Calling Sowore a traitor and a CIA contractor is beyond political disagreement. In a volatile country like Nigeria, that is a life-threatening allegation. Hundeyin is claiming Sowore is a foreign agent sent to destabilize the nation. Some time ago, they also labeled the president of Nigeria as, what do they call it, CIA, something like that. That he's an undercover. And the thing still came from this same particular David Hundeyin. Let's continue. That's a story for another day. You can Google it and find out. but let's apply simple logic, as Dr. Abati did. Omoyele Sowore has been the single most arrested, detained, and harassed high-profile political figure in Nigeria for nearly a decade. He was charged with treason by the Nigerian government. If Sowore is a CIA contractor being incubated to take over the 2026, who exactly is he a puppet for? The same government that keeps arresting him, or is Hundeyin suggesting the CIA's grand plan is to incubate their puppet by having him consistently jailed, politically neutralized, and losing presidential elections? The logic makes zero sense. A real puppet leader like the Zelensky comparison Hundeyin tries to make usually gets massive institutional backing, funding, and media support to win. Sowore gets jail time, media blackout, and attack from all sides. His political problem has always been that he is too radical for the establishment, that's for APC and PDP, and too radical for the mainstream opposition like the Labour Party. The whole thing feels less like an investigation from Hundeyin and more like an emotional outburst, likely stemming from the bitter political disagreements of 2023 election fallout. Dr. Abati was right. If you are going to make claim that heavy, you must provide empirical evidence, not just sensational, dangerous labels. That's my take. But what do you think? Is Hundeyin spotting a real conspiracy, or has he missed the mark on Sowore? Let me know in the comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss the gist. Until next time, stay sharp.